And then I think that was our biggest turnaround, you know, from us just taking care of each other. And I learned a lot. I can't say that. He says I was self-serving when I came here. We just had this conversation the other day. But I did learn a lot about taking care of sailors in the mission. That's the biggest, you know, thing that I did learn from him. And sometimes you might gotta bite the bullet, but it's really about taking care of sailors and taking care of the mission at the same time. And one day I hope to be in that uniform from learning from that leadership style. And I want to take this
What did this mean?
Well, I'll continue on that too. You know, the first time I met Gary, just like everyone is saying, I said he talked a lot of BB. You know, and we served at 2 commands together, and I would sit and watch. We would be in meetings, and you know, we'd have commanders, captains in there. He would get up and speak, and I would watch and listen. And he would quote OpNav instructions to the T, and I said, man, that can't be chapter 5, appendix 4, tab 3, off the top. I said, you know, at times I would go and check to just see how short he is, and I said, I'll be damned. You're right. So, but that would show the type of leader he is. And at SEAL Team 4, he was my running buddy. Again, everyone shared a sea story. We were in Germany, and every day, of course, SEAL Team, we run. And behind the command was nothing but woods. So they would brief and say, you know, we're going to run 5 miles a day. We're going to turn left at a tree with a blue mark. Run down, you know, another mile, you see a yellow marker. You see another tree with a red mark. So I'm like, what if we don't see the red marker? We in the woods. You know, so and I run. You know, some of the guys getting ahead of it. I said, man, we probably need to keep up. If we miss the tree, we in the woods. Don't tell me how long it's gonna take. Sure enough, we talking, not paying attention, everybody get out of sight. Next thing you know, it was probably about a 45-minute run. It's like, gee, it's an hour and a half, man. I don't see nobody. So we ended up running an hour and a half until we found our way back through the woods, back to the command. But you know, that gave us time to talk. We talked about a little about everything while we ran for an hour and a half. But appreciate, you know, being my friend, spending a lot of time together. A lot of communication between, you know, life and, you know, appreciate everything you've done.
Before he started, didn't he sing it?
Yes, he did.
Well, excuse me again for my lateness. My name is Warren T. Charles Finkley, and Senior Chief was my LPO at Command Strike Force Training Atlantic. And the biggest thing he taught me was positional authority and taking care of citizens. At times in our office, we can have anywhere from 2-star admirals to E1s coming to our office needing assistance and support. And no matter what their rank was, Senior Chief always instilled to us proper communication, proper customer service, no matter what their rank was, when they're wrong and when they're right. One thing that always got me frustrated is if I got into it with a senior officer or a senior chief, and I knew that they were wrong, I would always go to senior chief. He said, "Calm down, what the word said," and I would go back to the instructions, and it would always say what it needed to say. He said, "Well, if the word is correct, present it to them, and that's all you got to do." A lot of times, situations are not in your hands to handle. There was always a proper way to handle something. The senior chief always instilled that in us. There was never a day that he left us alone. When things got complicated with our admiral, Senior Chief never made us bite the bullet for ourselves. He was always that gap in between us. And I appreciate him so much because sometimes you don't realize how much a person did or how much you needed a person until they're gone. And I appreciate you so much for that, especially Seems like sometimes that our command admin takes a lot of the brunt, but Senior Chief was always there to bury us and protect us. And the same process and principles that he had and he instilled in me, we keep passing it down the line. As far as, you know, the sailors go, I was Junior Sailor of the Year, Wyman was Junior Sailor of the Year, Senior Sailor of the Year, and now Juan Garcia is Junior Sailor of the Year. Yeah, he's as well. He set us on the process to train ourselves and correct ourselves so that when it came time for us to shine, that's all we did. And I could, as being a junior sailor coming up in the Navy, that was one of the biggest principles that I could ever learn, and I'm forever grateful for that. Thank you.
When I was in the Diamond as E5, you would have run circles around me, trust me, you knew that short.
Good morning. I have a quick story that I have to tell about Gary. When I saw this part in the 50-50, I didn't think I was going to get up and say anything, but I thought I had to say this. When I first met Gary, we were working in Portsmouth at Naval Coastal Warfare Group 2, and I was a chief in the, I guess you could call it the big guys in admin, and they put Gary in J7, the training department. And the reason they put him in J7 is because they had a lot of trouble. A lot of the people just wrong. And they knew Gary would be able to handle it, and he could, and he did. But there was one day, Gary came over and he was talking to me about one situation I was in. And I'll say DC 1000. They don't know what I'm talking about. And if y'all know DC 1000, please don't tell them what I'm talking about. Because I don't want to have to deal with it. She did something, and I did envy Gary for having to deal with it. But he dealt with it the proper way, and I can't tell you what she did, but it was outrageous. But he dealt with it in the proper way, and I do not envy him for doing it. But I do respect him for the way that he handled a lot of the situations that he had to deal with over in J7. And when he came, both of us are Masons, and he came to our lives, and he went to join our lives. And I actually stood up and spoke up for it and vouched for him, something that I've never done. But I didn't have a problem at all vouching for Gary because I knew the character that he has, and I knew he would do a good job in his life. So it's a pleasure and an honor to serve some part of the department.
Good morning. I wasn't going to speak, but I decided to, based off everyone's speeches, and hear that he's arrogant, hard-headed, stubborn, off-putting at first, things like that. Yeah. I can't say that without saying that about myself. I'm the same exact way, a spitting image of him, so yeah, it runs in the family. But, it was, you know, he's been in the Navy for 28 years, or in the military 28 years, Navy 26. And you know, I'm 23, so he's been in the Navy or the military all my life, so that's all I knew. You know, going to different states, wasn't really quite used to that. To be honest, I hated him for that. Never told him about any of that. It was kind of hard going from elementary school to elementary school to middle school, and then settling here, it's like, are we going to move again? So it was kind of offsetting my whole entire life just to know that I can't get comfortable in one place. And I didn't understand as a child, but now that I'm an adult, I understand what he had to sacrifice in order to better our country and, you know, our family. So, yeah, I'm sorry,
That's awesome.
yeah, so I greatly appreciate everything he's done for us. You know, I know it takes a lot, him getting up like 4, 3 in the morning. Why is he getting up so early? Like, go to sleep for once in a while, take a day off, call off work, you know, that's like the thing. And now I'm just like, wow, he did that every day for 28 years. That's a lot, you know, longer than I've been living. I've never done anything longer than 2 years. For him to do something for 28, that takes a lot of dedication and, you know, honor. And he always was professional in what he did, always made sure he did his best, things like that. And I honestly say he made me the man I am today. If you don't know, I'm Gary Allen Armstrong Jr. day and be more without being arrogant, hard-headed. But yeah, he made me to the man I am today, and like without him, I don't know where I would be right now. With his help, he made me to the father I am today too. I got my daughter right there. And everything he's taught me, him and my mother, of course, but him too. This is his ceremony. Everything he's taught me as a man, I listen, even though I'm hard-headed like him, and arrogant like him. I would perceive that, or I would have a perception that I didn't listen. So all these years, I kept a tally of everything he taught me. So, I mean, and then me moving out, I'm like, man, I gotta do what he did on my own. You know, it's scary, but now I try to understand what he had to go through every single day, leaving the house not knowing if he's gonna come home or not. You know, going, out of the country not knowing if he's gonna see his family ever again, you know what I'm saying? So, it was hard, but I finally understand. I really appreciate everything he's done for all of us. So, yeah.
Good morning. I'll be quick. My name is Kenny Pugh. I'm retired. And unlike some of you, I was glad when I met Senior Chief Armstrong. It was refreshing to see a Chief Petty Officer, Senior Chief then, when we say Chief, we talk about community, to walk up and actually talk the talk and walk the walk. And before I even seen him walk the walk, it was just great when we clicked when we first met each other. We didn't even know that we had a lot of things in common. But it was just refreshing because there are a lot of people that were walking around off the naval shipyard, which was a hard command anyway. For him to be down in coastal warfare made my life a whole lot easier, whole lot easier. And now that I'm a civilian for a year, I'm gonna have to leave before the ceremony is, but I get back to work. But you're gonna enjoy whatever you do because you're gonna put your heart in it like you've done with everything else. So I'm sure you enjoy it. Welcome to the other side.
Speaking from the Tennessee side of the family, Gary, I just want to say it's been wonderful watching you grow up. I married into the family 41 years ago. 40 years ago. You were 40 years ago. And it's just been truly inspiring. You have inspired me. And some of you may know that Gary came down to speak at a banquet that we have for at-risk youth. And we're still talking about you, just there. So again, congratulations, and you love
Hello everyone, my name is Armstrong, Gary's sister, and I'm proud to say that. To begin with, we have 4 siblings, and Gary and I are 2 years apart, and we did everything together. This was reflected in our childhood growing up and here in present. We played, laughed, slide with one another, hung out. We used to have conversations at a very young age on how our family would be as adults. Our home, the way we would be living. Our home environment that we were growing up in was not a dream, but more of a survival on a frequent basis. There were moments of normalcy, and Jerry and I would cherish those moments because we knew it was short term. Furthermore, we lived out each other and we did not neglect. We were not placed in activity by our dogs and our lives, so Gary and I placed ourselves in activities. We joined the Community Boys Club. Gary was like 7, I was like 9. They taught us how to swim, play sports. Gary got into dancing. He was a mini pop lock. You guys are skating as well. And we're just like, oh, he's good. Our son was Gary volunteered to be in the MAD program at the time. There was a program called Mothers Against Drunk Driving. And we started writing poetry back then, the passion, and still present. He studied his source, the dictionary, on his own. For example, we had a conversation, and instead of saying, you like to, he said, I concur. And I was like, what does that mean? This is by high school. And so I looked at him like an awe. But at the same time, it was good that he took the initiative to obtain that knowledge of his own. Moreover, when Gary entered the reserve Marines in August of '86, I was so happy for him because I knew this was a good opportunity for him. When he entered active Navy in March of 1988, of course I was proud of him once again. At the same time, I felt my best friend would be gone much longer. But I knew this was the best for him, and if he stayed back, that his future would be uncertain. When he had written me while in basic training, he said, all I want you to do is fold your clothes neatly. So then I decided, I looked at him and I just smiled, and I had like tears in my eyes, right? And I said to myself, I'll brother will be just fine. His life, family, career reflects on how we used to converse about how our lives would be as adults. Gary has a lovely wife, Phyllis, my number one sister-in-law, two handsome sons, whom I cherish and adore, and precious granddaughter, whom he will want to be fighting for. I will always tell him how proud I am of him, always. I can't say it enough. Gary's career, life, and family are no surprise to us, but to some, of course. But we knew beforehand the path we would be taking up. Lastly, to my brother, Senior Chief Armstrong. A husband, a father, a grandfather, nephew, brother, and an uncle. Yeah, you started from the bottom. Now you are here.
All right.
Yeah. Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Jeffrey Price. And the irony of all this is Brian first shot me the email saying that Gary was retiring. He's like, man, look at the script. You know, it's going to be something they probably never seen before. You know, everybody get up and say some words. I'm like, man, you know how Gary we've never seen it before, so Brian like, man, all right, we'll just see how it happens. So once Brian came up, you know, I just felt that I was pretty much trying to get my thoughts together and drive over, you know, just how to say a few things about Gary. I met Brian and I were initiated together, and Gary and I was told Brian, I said, hey man, I got something going to the Enlisted Academy. He was like, well, you know, if this guy over here at the job, he's going to the same county. I said, what's his name? He's like, Gary Armstrong. Man, be careful. You know, he one of them arrogant kind of guys. I was like, all right, we'll see how it is. You know, so to the Enlisted Academy, come everybody do their thing. The very next morning you get up and you go away and you do your weigh-in. So everybody's down there at PT. So you know, I'm standing back, I'm like, okay, who's gonna be this Gary Armstrong guy? And we all did mixed PT gear. There was no Navy shorts back then. But Gary, you know, he jumped up. All right, you know, what's going on? I thought once you get So then, you know, Gary and I, we was, you know, in class together, always chatting. Got time to do our papers. I say, hey man, you know, everything's gonna be out. Get this thing together, Gary. Ah man, you know, I'm a little, all right, but you know, I ain't